Alright, what's popping? What's going on? What's good? So, I'm doing this live video on my my Facebook business page or fan page or whatever the fuck they call it. So for those who are not following me on Facebook, make sure you go to Facebook / Mr. Locario and like the page and all that other good shit. You feel me? So, real quick, I wanted to talk about, what pisses me off about the dating game, right? And this goes, for men and women, right? And what I notice about the game is this, is that people sort of want something for nothing, okay? You want something for nothing, and this is why you usually have trouble getting what you want in the dating game. You understand? It's funny how in other aspects of life, people sort of understand that, hey, I gotta actually do something in order to get something, right? I have to put in something to get something out of it, to actually get something. So when it comes to dating, it's like people, they think they can just sit around and actually make shit happen. And then let's say if they do stumble upon somebody that they want to date, or they, the person wants to date them, what happens is that they don't know how to maintain the shit. You understand? And then so, since they don't know how to maintain the shit, then it falls apart. Right? So, you got a lot of guys out there, you want to actually get hot women. But what are you actually doing to get the hot girls? What are you doing to make it happen? What are you doing to actually get women attracted to you? What are you doing? Right? Now, most, people, they don't really do anything to actually make shit happen. So, for example, you guys out there, you want a hot girl, but you're never approaching anyone. You're scared to talk. You're scared to close the deal. You're scared to do all of this other shit. So then nothing happens. But you want that hot chick. So how are you getting her if you're not doing nothing? If you're not putting in the work? You understand? I know a lot of chicks, they'll do some crazy shit like they'll want a guy to be their boyfriend, or they'll want a guy that keeps, to stick around, or they want a guy to, sort of drop all his other chicks to be with her, or whatever the hell it is, right? But I always tell these women, what are you doing? What are you doing exactly to, make this shit happen? Right? I just never really see anything going down. Right? They just want it to go down. They just want it to happen. They just want the guy to stay. You understand? So you guys out there, you want a hot chick, but you're not doing shit. You understand? And so you can't get shit out of the game if you're not trying to put shit in, if you're not trying to put any work in. You understand? You think that shit is just going to happen. Right? So if you want to, make money, you got to do something to make money. If you want to get fit, you got to do something to get fit. So why is it that dating should be any different? You understand? But see, this is the thing that's annoying, is that people think that all they got to do is sit around and shit's going to pop off. And really the reason why a lot of people think this is because what happens is that they have watched too many goddamn movies, and they see, the fucking guy or the girl, they're chilling, and they just happen to bump into each other, and then they happen to, talk a little bit, and then they see each other around school, and then they start to, make shit happen. So people think, they're conditioned to think that this is how it happens in real life, right? But see, a lot of times in real life, what happens is that, you got a bunch of dudes out here who's not getting chicks. You got a bunch of chicks out here who can't keep a man. And the reason why is because they've been conditioned to think that they don't have to do anything in order to keep these people interested. They've been conditioned to think they don't have to do anything to keep someone around, to maintain the relationship. And this is why a lot of relationships end up not going anywhere. It ends up being fucked up because people think that they don't have to do anything. You understand? They think they can get everything without putting anything in, without doing shit. And it's annoying. It's so annoying that you got people out here who, I see this every day, where, men and women are complaining about the game. They're like, all of the guys are saying these bitches ain't shit. The chicks are saying the niggas ain't shit. You hear this shit all the time, right? But what happens is that a lot of times, the reason why shit isn't going well for you is because you're not doing anything about it. And if you are doing something about it and it's still not going well for you, it's because you are doing certain things incorrectly. There's certain things you're doing that's not working. You understand? And this is where the frustration comes in. Because, you know, for those who are trying to do stuff, they are either not doing it correctly or they're not doing it enough. They're not putting in enough effort. See, it takes time and energy to maintain a good relationship, right? And see, when we even talk about a relationship being good, what happens is that there's so many people who, you know, don't have good relationships because they don't know how to maintain that shit, right? And what happens is that they just expect the relationship to be good just off jump because they have this sort of fantasy or this ideal type of person they're looking for. And if that person doesn't, you know, fit that mold or whatever, then they feel like, well, there's something wrong with this relationship. But what most people don't realize is that in order to have that good relationship, right, you have to work on having that good relationship. Having a good relationship takes work. That's what it is. It doesn't just happen. It's not this, you know, again, the movies, they show you this happily ever after bullshit. And this is what you think relationships are. You think it's like that, but it's not like that in real life. So you're coming into a relationship thinking it's supposed to be like that. And then because it doesn't, you know, correlate with your fantasy, you think there's something wrong. So you move on and you're always in search for that perfect shit that never fucking happens. You understand? And, you know, women are more, you know, a lot of times I see more guilty of this than dudes. What guys are more guilty of is that you guys out there, you want a really hot, awesome chick, but you're not willing to make yourself that really hot, awesome guy. You understand what I'm saying? Or you think because you don't look, you know, like Brad Pitt or Channing Tatum or Idris Elba or Morris Chestnut or any one of these dudes that you can't get hot girls or you can't get quality women. This is what you think. So you got guys who actually want to get these hot girls and they think that, you know, they can put in minimal effort on their part to get them. Then you got the guys who think that they can't get them at all, so they don't even do anything. You understand? And this is why, you know, shit isn't going the way you want it to go. You understand? This is why, you know, people like myself are out here trying to help people who don't realize that they have to actually put in work. You know, it's funny, the funniest shit to me ever is when a motherfucker says to me, they're like, yeah, you know, I don't need to learn any of that shit, right? And see, usually I can tell a person, especially guys, I can tell a guy's level of game based off of his response to game. You understand? Because this is what it is. A guy who is actually having success or who's making things work with women, he's usually putting in work. So he already knows what it is. He knows that he has to put in work. So what he's usually doing is he's usually looking for more knowledge in order to step up his game so that the work that he's putting in could be a little bit more easy or refined, so that it could be something that is more of a thing that he can, you know, create a habit around, or it can be more second nature to him, so that while he's doing the work, it doesn't seem like work. Now, the guys who usually come at it with, oh, I don't need to learn any of that, I don't know, you know, that's some bullshit, and you know, all I got to do is get money, or it's all about looks, and all this other crap that you guys say. Usually guys who say that stuff, I already know they're having trouble in the game. You understand? Because when you have that thought process, or when you think it's just, oh, I got to do this 1-2 thing, and then everything's gonna fall into place. You understand? I already know you're not really in the zone of actually making anything happen, because a person who's actually making anything happen knows the truth, and the truth is you got to put in the goddamn work. It's real shit. It's real simple. You understand? It's real fucking simple. You know, it's like if you're talking to a person who is actually an entrepreneur and a person who sort of wants to be an entrepreneur. They have the idea. They're like, oh yeah, that would be cool. I was thinking about, you know, running my own business one day, but, you know, I don't know, or this and this and that, and not really, you know, grinding, right? Then you got the guy who actually owns a business, who's been grinding for years, who's making shit pop. He's more receptive to learning what he can do to make his business bigger. And he understands that it's going to take work to make the business bigger, versus the person who is not in business, who is just on the fence thinking about being an entrepreneur and think that it's just going to fall in their lap, or they think that it's just going to happen overnight, or they're like, oh, well, you know, this entrepreneurial stuff is you know, nonsense. It's all a scam. You got to know somebody. You got to cheat people out of money. You got to do all this other stuff. That's their thought process. So I know that those people are not really making it. They're not really making anything happen. The guy who's actually making something happen, he's seeking more knowledge in order to get shit popping. So the same thing happens for the dating game. You feel what I'm saying? So what happens with the dating game is, you know, a lot of motherfuckers out there, they aren't getting things going in their favor because they don't understand that they actually have to put in work. They're still under the illusion that all they need to do is just sit back and chill and everything's just gonna fall into place. Because see, what you gotta understand is there, you know, everything that you're doing in the game is still work. You understand what I'm saying? It's still work. You have to go and, let's say you're a guy, right? You got to go and approach a girl, talk to her, you know, interact with her, exchange numbers, set up dates, you know, all that other shit, that's work. Then you're on the date, you got to build that sexual tension, you got to have that chemistry, all that shit, that's work. If any, you know, ladies out there, you got to do work to keep a dude interested. See, women don't got to work to get dick, you understand? Women have never had to work to get dick, right? Women have to work to keep dick. You understand? It's really that simple. And so, you know, it's always work on both sides. But if you think that you're actually going to get what you want in the game without putting in any work, you are fooling yourself. You understand? You're fooling yourself. You got to put in that goddamn work, all right? So listen, I'm about to be out of here. I just wanted to, you know, touch on some things real quick. And I will holler at you guys later. Remember, make sure you guys hit me up on Facebook / Mr. Locario. And also, make sure you check out the 30-minute game sessions. I'm going to leave the link at the bottom of this video once I put it up. The 30-minute game sessions is when you hit me up and we have a one-on-one phone or Skype coaching session for a half an hour. The shit is going to be off the hook. Make sure you check that out. And also, for you guys out there, make sure you hit me up at badboymembership.com. All right, so I'm out of here. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.